Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another one of my videos here. Today I have an interesting deck that I've put together for you all. And as you guys know, the Halloween event is upon us. That's upcoming in Gwent. And for you guys out there, I thought I'd put together a fun deck for you guys to enjoy over this holiday period. So it is a vampires deck, and I have not played vampires in such a damn long time. Since, you know, I was way up in the ranks, way before pro. And yeah, so basically I'm just going to look to take you guys through this list and, as usual, explain how best to play the deck. It's a lot of fun when it works. It is a devotion deck that we have here, so there's no neutral cards. We will be relying on other strategies to win in this match. So, you know, we don't have any kind of tool removal like Heat Wave or anything which can reset as such. But yeah, let's get into this deck list. So to begin with, at the bottom here, we have two Plumbards. They are good because they provide bleeding. It fits with the strategy of the overall deck. Obviously, they're a vampire too, which is good. On deploy, it gives bleeding for 2 turns, but if it's bonded, it will be for 4 turns. So Plumbards, when played together, are pretty nice, and you could look to use these in a short round to set up Proto Flitter that we have here. You can add to Proto Flitter's effect, being the way Proto Flitter works basically is that you give an enemy unit bleeding 3, then it's going to boost self by the amount of bleeding on that unit. So the idea could be with the Plumbards, you kind of stick all your bleeding onto a particular unit and then play Proto Flitter onto it, and you get that boost with the Proto Flitter for all that bleeding. So, you know, having Proto Flitter in this deck, it makes bleeding in certain rounds less awkward because you can utilize it. So yeah, Plumbards, they're probably a card that I look to play, not necessarily in the first, it would be like a second or third round card. As I said, when you're going to play the Proto Flitter. Since we are a devotion deck, pardon me, it does make sense to go ahead and play the Conquerors. Why not? It's 4 for 7, 4 provision cost unit, 7 powered. It's got Veil, pretty good protection. So, you know, it can't get poisoned, it can't get bleeding itself or any other statuses. Yeah, it would otherwise destroy itself on deploy. Because we're a devotion deck, meaning we've got no neutral cards in this deck, we can play it for full value safely. Try to play this. This is more of a filler in this deck. Obviously, we're playing vampires, so we're always going to be looking to play cards which cause bleeding and play other vampires to synergize with the rest of the cards in this deck. But it's a nice filler to have in the deck. Look to take it into the third and final round. Be careful with this because we are playing Witch's Sabbath in this deck. We don't want this to be the highest powered unit in our graveyard, meaning that we can't get something like Unseen Elder back instead. Natural Selection, it's always good to have some removal on us. It just allows us to do damage of 4. Excess damage means we'll spawn a drone. So, you know, if there's a 2 powered unit on the board, you go ahead and use this on it. You'll kill the 2 powered unit and you'll spawn 2 of these in our row, so we don't waste anything with it. And it kind of fits with the deck in the sense that we're playing Wispus Tribute, which allows us to play an organic card from our deck, so, you know, it just gives us that consistency with that card as well. So these cards, you kind of use them as you need. They're great against meditating mages because they do 4 points of damage, so looks pretty good in this meta to have these cards. Next up is Feast of Blood. This allows you to purify and damage an enemy unit by 3, but keep in mind if you control a vampire, you get to give it bleeding for 3 turns. So you definitely want to have a vampire down on the board and then go ahead and play your Feast of Bloods. These can be pretty nice to use on your opponent's defender to get through their line of defense and start giving bleeding to the other units. So use it as you need during a match. We've got 2 in this deck. Necrats, very nice card because it allows us to apply consistent bleeding to our opponent's side of the board. It's got Zeal, meaning so when you play it initially, you can give bleeding right away to a unit. You don't have to wait for it as such as typical order abilities when you first play them. So played on the melee row, you're going to give an enemy unit bleeding for 2 turns. The cooldown is 2, but if you play a vampire, you reduce the cooldown by 1. So you could open up the first round with Necrorat, and then you could go ahead and then play the Flitter afterwards. And then when you've got the Flitter down, then you want to go ahead and start giving the bleeding. And then this card will be getting Vitality with the same duration equal to whatever bleeding you're giving an opponent's unit, okay? So whenever an enemy unit receives bleeding, gain Vitality with the same duration, meaning you bleed 2, you gain Vitality 2. So it's pretty nice. Take one of these into the first round with you and try to save the other for the next second or third round perhaps. We do have Queen of the Night in this deck. It's another vampire. It's a Purify unit, which is good for us. Purify is nice if Unseen Elder gets locked or something else like Oriana gets locked, poisoned. Go ahead, play this on the range row, Purify. But if not, you can go ahead and play it offensively on the melee row. Give bleeding 3 to an enemy. This is a card that you could, it's kind of flexible to use in this deck. You could use it at any point really. It's not something that I'm necessarily aiming for unless I'm worried that my opponent's gonna lock up Unseen Elder or something of importance like that. Parasite's good to add in our deck, obviously because we're Devotion. As I said, we don't have access to all kinds of neutral cards that can do things like lock and do some high points of damage. So we've got to kind of add up for what we can, and we're putting Parasite in here to do. We're looking to use it for the 6 points of damage more than anything else. But if something of yours is getting damage down, like your Cave Troll Defender, and you don't want your opponents to get through to your row for some reason, you could use this for boosting as well, not just damaging, so keep that in mind. Gale, it's another vampire card. Pretty interesting how this card works. So on deploy, it's a deploy effect. If you put it on the melee row, it's going to damage an enemy by 1. But if it's got bleeding, deal 3 damage instead. The death blow allows you to boost self by the destroyed unit's base power. So in some matches, this can play huge. And then in some other matches, it might not play so good. In Skellige, Gale could do well, or against monsters factions, for example. And you kind of want to spread the bleeding around, obviously, to set this up. You could use Necrorat to set it up, the Plummards, or Crimson Curse that we have in this deck. Dettlaff when he spawns the Blood Moon row effect. There's a number of ways to get Gale's value, and he's flexible to use during a match, so use him anytime you want, really. We do have Whisper's Tribute in here. You're going to deploy her on the ranged row. Play an organic card from your deck. The particular organic card that we're looking to aim with her is Witch's Sabbath. Okay, this is of the utmost importance for us because this will allow us to get our very highly powered cards that we play in the first round back again after initially playing them. So I've put her in this deck just to give us that consistency in order to get this, right? But if we already have Witch's Sabbath in hand, we got many uses for the Whispers, pardon me. We do have Crimson Curse, excellent organic card to pull after that. That would be the next best pull, or Parasite, okay? Or any of the others that I outlined down below here. So moving on, we have Armored Arrakis. Tell me when the last time you saw this card played. I haven't seen this card played in ages. It was a favorite of mine a long time ago. I'm looking to bring it back with this deck now in the pro ranks, yeah? So it's an insectoid, it's not a vampire, but it fits with our deck because it gives bleeding. And we do have cards which synergize with bleeding. In particular, the Armored Arrakis is a combination card we look to use with Proto Flitter. So once again, like I explained with the Plummards, how we're going to use those for Proto Flitter, Armored Arrakis can be used that way too. It applies bleeding to an enemy unit equal to its base power, okay? So if we can find a unit with a very tall base power, played Armored Arrakis on it, and then play Proto Flitter on it, that could play for a big boost for Proto Flitter, so keep that in mind. So save this when you're playing Proto Flitter to set it up, and it's more of like a third round card if anything. And yeah, we have been talking a bit about Proto-Fletter, so we'll get into it now. Give an enemy unit bleeding 3. So for sure, if anything, right, it will play as a 7-point unit if it's just going to target a unit on its own. But as I said, then boost self by the amount of bleeding on that unit. So if we've got Plumber set up onto a unit with all that bleeding, the Armored Arrakis, and then we go ahead and hit Proto-Fletter plus 3 bleeding on top of that, you can imagine this card could go pretty tall. That's how we're looking to use Proto-Fletter. Proto-Fletter is nice because in short rounds, you know, bleeding can get awkward sometimes and we don't get the full benefit out of it. But Proto-Fletter allows us to get the full benefit by dumping all of the bleeding onto a single unit, okay? Oriana is a very cool card. So on deploy, give an enemy unit bleeding with a duration equal to the number of allied vampires. We are playing her on the ranged row. Every allied turn on turn boosts self by the number of bleeding enemy units. What I would say about Oriana is because we're playing Witch's Sabbath, there's a certain way that I've set up this deck. An optimal way to play Oriana for us would be behind Cave Troll, Unseen Elder, and her together in the first round. Like I said, because we're playing Witch's Sabbath, don't be afraid to commit her into the first round because we can pull her back again. But be very sure if you're planning on doing that, that she remains one of the highest units that's going to be in your graveyard, right? You don't want to play Oriana in the first and then, you know, have like Fletters in your graveyard and then you can't pull her back. So Oriana is a nice card to play in the first round if you have the setup for it, keeping in mind Witch's Sabbath. But if not, she plays great into the second round if you're going into a bleed with Crimson Curse. And pretty much we want to save our leader ability for when we get Oriana down on the board, because the more bleeding there is on the board, the more she's going to be boosting, right? So it does make sense to play her behind Cave Troll because she's going to go so tall and give us a lot of points. So keep that in mind as well. But yeah, leader ability, save it with Oriana just to get her going very strong, okay? Cave Troll, it's a first round card for us because of Witch's Sabbath. You play Cave Troll down, then you play something like Unseen Elder behind it or Necrorat if you like. So yeah, don't be afraid to commit Cave Troll in the first. It's a defender. Our opponents can't get through to any units on our row because of this. Naglfar, this is a card I've put in our deck to give us access into our deck. As I said, we are Devotion, so I can't put a Neuromancer in here. This is a great substitute. At 9 provisions, it allows us to look at 2 random gold cards. We get to play one, place the other on top of our deck. It is either a... well, you could use it in the first, but I would be a bit skeptical about that because usually we have a lot of golds in our deck. So what you're going to draw is highly randomized. But it is nice to play it into the second round, I would say, because you can be a bit more certain of what you're going to draw and play. And it's going to set you up for the third round as well. So not a bad card to use in our deck here. Dettlaff. So Dettlaff's pretty nice. Spawn Blood Moon on an enemy row for 2 turns. Increase the duration by 1 for every adjacent vampire. So we can get a lot of value by playing him between 2 vampires, right? This is a card, you could play this in the first. Keeping in mind you want to draw him back with Witch's Sabbath. If not, if you play Crimson Curse, being this card here, this will spawn 2 Ekimaras on a row, and that pretty much sets up Dettlaff very nicely for his condition. So yeah, try to keep in mind spacing out the Blood Moon effects and doing as much damage as you can. On Deathblow, you get to spawn an Ekimara as well on your row, being this card here, so pretty nice for us. Maybe he could help set up Gale as well. Witch's Sabbath. We get to summon up to 3 highest power units from our opponent's graveyard to an enemy row. And then we're pretty much doing the same on our side too. So yeah, the way we like to play Witch's Sabbath is optimally, like I said, we've got Cave Troll, we've got Unseen Elder, and then like Oriana, for example. Let's say we've got those 3 and we can go ahead and secure the round just with them on the board and playing special cards. That would be great for us, because then going into the second round, the first thing we're going to do is hit Witch's Sabbath. Make sure you hit it onto the range throw for Oriana, and we're just going to use them again, which puts us in a solid position. Okay, so that's how we're looking to use Witch's Sabbath. Try to have some very nice cards down on the board before we go into the next second round. Okay, Crimson Curse. Spawn Blood Moon on an enemy row for 5 turns, then spawn 2 Ekimaras in the opposite row. As I said, this is a very nice setup for Dettlaff here, because it gives us 2 vampires immediately, and we can get a lot of damage going with so many Blood Moon row effects. Okay, I would use this card probably as a bleed into the second round after drawing back our important units with Witch's Sabbath. You could commit it in the first if you have to get out of the first round for some reason too, though. And then at the top, we got one damn strong card, guys. Unseen Elder. So the great thing with Unseen Elder is that he triggers bleeding at the end of your turn. So it's not just that at the end of your opponent's turn as it typically would be, okay? Because we are playing a Devotion deck. That's why I've stuck with the Devotion tag, because we get that extra benefit, and he can really pop off when we've got a lot of units on the board bleeding. And you can imagine the value he gives us playing him with I was about to say Sienna, Oriana, right? Being this card here that I just discussed earlier. So yeah, we get to give bleeding 4 to an enemy unit on deploy, and he just really pops off in this deck. Tons of bleeding all around. You can imagine drawing him back into the second round with Witch's Sabbath, playing Crimson Curse onto one of your opponent's rows. All this bleeding going on, he'll be triggering extra damage as well, so it's really great for us. So yeah, those are the cards in the deck. We got Crystal Skull as the stratagem. Boost an allied unit by 4 and give it fail. Sometimes we might not get Cave Troll, so why not? You can go ahead and give that stratagem to Unseen Elder, maybe Dettlaff, maybe Oriana, maybe a Nekurat. Those are some good targets. And Blood Scent, basically we have to give an enemy unit bleeding for 3 turns. We've got 3 charges, and once they're all used up, we get to spawn this unit here. So as I said, the way I like to use Blood Scent is when you've got Oriana down on the board, just use it all up if you're looking to kind of finish your opponent off at that time, and she'll get some excellent boosting value. But if not, you could dump all your leader ability onto a single unit and set Proto Flitter up as an alternative play as well, okay? So there's the deck, guys. I hope you're going to enjoy it for this upcoming Halloween event. Offering accepted is the Unseen Elder's taunt when you play this leader in the game. So I've titled it that because he's pretty much the main star of this deck. So yeah, let me know how you go with this deck. Give me any of your feedback. Appreciate it. Thanks. Oh, that's actually good. Definitely like to see Cave Crawl in these because I'm playing Witch's Sabbath. It's like if we could like keep these and then play kind of unitless with special cards, it's good. Just to keep them the highest powered units for us. Let's hope for better matchup. Yeah, I know, man. Oh my gosh. Of course, like, versing heavy removals is not gonna be the best for us. Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not, man? So maybe he's going to set up Fire Scorpion behind there, Helge. It's pretty typical in these kinds of decks to play those kinds of things. Makes sense because you got so many tactics, right? What? Sends Damien to the graveyard? I'm confused. I'm very confused, guys, with what I just saw. Just let me know if I'm seeing things. But I just saw Damien get sent to the graveyard. Is this true? Anyway, we're gonna kill that. Is Damien 9 Pro? Ah, he's more expensive than that. He's like 11. He's 11 provision, yeah. He's an expensive card. I don't know about that play, man. But hey, I'm happy Damien's gone. I'll enjoy that. Thank you. Why not? But I really don't think we don't want to do Witch's Sabbath then in this match, hey? Because look what they got. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad for us. It's not good. It's really not good, people. It's very not good. So this is failed. He can't bleed. Could we get Cave Troll down in power maybe for Gale? What golds could we pull? Really thinking now about this card. It's really not good for us here. Coded weapons. What if I do this? No, kill that. Ah, damn, his cave troll dies now. Far. Oh, I wanted to get it with Gale. Oh my. Come on now. Great, so I'm gonna bring him back an Unseen Elder if I play Witch's Sabbath. Oh man. Hold on, what golds are we drawing? This is gonna be a pretty heavy commit though, isn't it, if I play on? Just play Gale? I was planning on it. What if I pass? So he goes down by 2. Maybe it was a good pass, hey? We just kind of pushed out of that. That was tough, man. They took Cave Troll right away with Leader. But at the same time, it's good to get Leader out and Damien's gone. Oh, no way. So what's gonna happen with their bleeding? Oh, no way, are you serious? Oh my god. What are these matches I'm seeing tonight, man? I've been seeing the data matches, guys. What the hell? Oh, damn. That's funny as. Which is Sabbath. We don't want it, do we? Nah, I don't think I'm playing it. So we ended in a tie. They went a card down. Wow, man, honestly. Uma curse. Yeah, it's the last thing we need. Well, I already used my Purify. Makes sense to play this first, probably. Damn, so, Blood Moon effect is really strong, isn't it? All that bleeding caught up to them. They miscalculated somewhat. I just hope we have points here, still. Oh, man. Great. Let's make it awkward. So what am I pulling from deck then? Letter? Oh, we could purify. Yeah. What if I went Whispers purified? Is that a good idea? Whispers and then Purify Defender? What do you guys reckon? You go play Resident Evil 4? Yeah, let's do it. Should it be Oriana next, maybe? Probably... Yeah, we want to get that bleeding value. Wow. Okay, we'll save the points. Do that. So we can play Gale up back onto the Rot Tosses. Not bad play. Oh, he's got Treason. Ooh. No, 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 no. We don't want that. He's got Treason. I think we're good still though, right? Yeah, we're good, guys. We're good here. That was scary, man. I'll be honest with you. Treason was scary there. But we actually pulled it off against Enslave 6 with this deck. I'll put out for you when the new season starts. Thanks, bro. See ya. Imprisonment. Great. Why not? Just keep running into these control decks.
gonna get it now.
So they got a copy of Cave Troll at the moment of that card they've used. It's a pretty good Terra Nova target. Could get Elder next. Why not? It's good. Blight Maker, yep.
Defeat them with hunger, crush them with thirst.
Okay. This seems to work good here now.
If you believe in any gods, pray to them now.
Very nice. Yeah, great value together. Very good. Oh, wait, I haven't played a card. What am I doing? Probably Flitter. Yeah, that should work. It's very strong. Very strong combo for us.
I'm impressed.
Okay, very good. We probably don't want to give them a long round because they're Imprisonment. And it looks like they're not getting very good cards back. So we probably go into this round, I think. Yeah, they're really not getting anything good back. It should be nice for us. So that's just an order ability. I think we want to play ranged throw. Yeah, let's do that. Ah, perfect target. Well, actually that dies next because of bleeding, but we could have got the death blow if we damage something down enough for it. Not bad at all. So if they don't have Tall Punish for Cave Troll, something like Yennefer, that could be pretty nice for us, what we could do here. If we could just play into this. And Oriana would really seal the deal. Yeah, Vilgefortz. So he locks Unseen Elder now.
Quite a menial task.
We could purify, like, he could coop that, he could do whatever with this though.
Be not afraid. This'll only help a bit.
This dies now for sure, but I feel we have to push in against these guys. Yep, 100%. At least we got Dettlaff down here. That works pretty good.
My loyalty is to Imperial coin, not to the face depicted thereon.
My duty? To stick my nose where it doesn't belong.
Could go Crimson Curse to push hard a bit. Would play that up the back.
Do I enjoy it?
Ah, he's got Veil there.
Perhaps.
Ah. Maybe Parasite first? I mean, even this is good Parasite, but because I want to do Crimson Curse. Yeah, I have to do that. Still alive by 1 point. Yeah, I think he does have turnover. Jujij. Hope I'm saying your name right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's got Terra Nova Man because he's using the cards that give spying. Especially Turncoat. Most of the time they have Terra Nova in a deck like that. Because it gives them consistency with playing it. Means they're more likely to get a card they want, right?
Is merely an illusion, though granted strong and skillful.
Yeah. That's what I think. I just wonder how hard to push here into this round. How far we... Yeah, there it is. He could get that back. Yeah.
There is no other way.
Mm-hmm. How much bleeding are we giving? 1, 2, 3, 4. We're giving a lot of bleeding here. Let's go like that.
Admirable move. I'm impressed.
Burkhardt probably plays Yennefer onto that.
Too bad, son.
Yeah.
It's better to be on the winning end.
Yeah, this control, man. We keep versing these control decks. I mean, I might as well. Am I going to play everything out then here? It's 5-point unit. Yeah, it's a lot of passive damage, isn't it? Crimson Curse is bloody strong. I just wish, you know, we had Unseen Elder still here. it would have been triggering a lot of damage with the extra bleeding there. Hey, Edok, what's up, man? Party parrot. That's it. Halloween event deck, man. That's what I put together. Sure, why not take Oriana? It's not looking good. So we actually managed to save Go and Card down, which is nuts, because they threw everything at us. As did I. I had to throw everything full leader then. But it's really good we got this out, Yennefer. Maybe we could go all in with Proto Fletter onto something. Short round finish. In Australia, you guys celebrate Halloween. Yeah, I mean, it's more hardcore in the USA compared to us, but people celebrate it here too, yeah. Yeah, like, so right now, you know, in the streets, people got decorations up and things like that over here in Australia. If we could go plummet, I think it's good. Okay, whatever. They've spent a lot too, though, man. Yeah, they wouldn't have much left too. Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to just stack all the bleeding into one unit, and we're going to get as high as we can for Proto Fletter.
We shall conquer this world as we have conquered countless others.
So 5 isn't bad for base power with Arrakis. Oh my gosh, what a Vincent target for him. That's a great Vincent target, isn't it? Come on, guys. Short round finish. Proto Fletter gonna carry us through. Halloween. Come on. Halloween event deck. Yes. I can feel it. I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming. Oh, yes. That's what I'm talking about, man. Damn. Oh, I guess Imprisonment. Oh, man. Nate Dog approved. Glad to finally catch KG on stream. Well, hey, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Stop gargling, KG. Is that why you asked me? Do I sound like a smoker or something? Hold up here. Let's stay focused, eh? Thanks a lot, man. I feel terrible about myself now. Apparently I got a smoker's cough. I don't even smoke. My life's ruined. Oh, man. You're funny, Doc. Yeah, right here in Australia right now it's 3:08 in the morning. But hey, you know, that's what I do, guys. I bring you guys that content. That's my commitment to you all. So if my voice is getting gargly, you know, I can be excused, Edok. You can't put that on me, man. Something contradictory, staying healthy mentally whilst playing Gwent. Depends on the day, man. Depends on the matchups. Yeah, it probably will because, you know, the armored units and bleeding Doesn't really care about the armor of a unit. 1 AM in Brazil? Wow, I respect that. I respect that. Thanks for tuning in at that time. Appreciate that. Oh yes, stacking there. Could go Oriana next. Oriana, Dettlaff, and then that's good for our Sabbath. And we just gotta make sure if we're doing that, then that's gonna be played on the ranged row. Oh, don't hit it. Okay. Not bad. This survives. Sweet, sweet children. Very sweet children. Very, very sweet. Very sweet to see Oriana climb. Very sweet thing. The pikeman's a bit annoying, in all honesty. Don't want to overcommit something just for that though. We are most likely going Dettlaff next. Oh, it's 1 PM. That's all good. Well, still appreciate you coming on my stream either way. Okay. So, we actually got 1 leader charge out there, but they got truffle. So they still got froth. Oh, you don't use AM and PM? Do you use like 2400 hours or something? I use 2400 hours a lot as well. I used to do security as a job. So I understand that, if that's the case. So this gets us Parasite. Yeah. I mean, they're not really getting anything good if I play Sabbath now. And we got some decent cards. I think first play, we'll just do this to open up. So then Oriana and this gets triggered instantly when we give something bleeding with that now. I think that's good. She's a big target normally. Ranged row for Sabbath. It's Pikeman again. It's up by a bit. Okay. Here's what we'll do. Gonna get a ranged row now. So he's got bonded now, so it's not just gonna be hitting here. He's got Sunset Wanderers too, I just realized that. I'll have a look, man. Takes the Cave Troll. Takes Cave Troll, eh?
There is no other way.
Let's do this. Do you have another job? Yes, I do. I work in mental health. I've completed a degree in psychology and mental health is my full-time job. This is what I do on the side. Yeah, that's a lot of points. They got full leader out. They got the golden froth just hanging there still. Let's just purify this anyway.
Your blood smells sweet.
So they got Sunset Wanderers coming out. Another pikeman. Yeah, well... Damn. Okay. Maybe we're just like looking to get some cards out and then passing here. I don't know. There's a lot they've got now. Six. What if I do this? What if we shut down this pikeman stuff? Is that even worth like damaging? How's the cat and dog? Yeah, they're doing great. Always taking them out. Well, my dog at least. My cat is real clingy, man. It always wants to be in the room here with me. But sometimes my cat can distract me a bit when I'm streaming. But yeah, I full bought like a playhouse for my cat here. I gotta show you guys. It's pretty nice. He spends a lot of time in there, sleeping in there and everything now. What if we just really push him here? So we got 5 here, there. Maybe like that. Okay. He should have locked Oriana, man. He shouldn't have locked Dettlaff there. Nah, I think that's a mistake. That's not good for him. Right. So we could kill this. That bleeding is solid, hey. With Oriana, it works very nice. Pretty nice scale. Yeah, exactly. That's why I put the bleeding there, in fact. Which is what we're doing right now, my friend. It's gonna kill that thing. Wow, this has turned out to be a nice match for us. It was worth going all in. Blightmaker.
No good wine will come from here, not even compost.
Should we go all in? What do you guys reckon? Would you play the last card here? Oriana by 1. So we got by... How much are we going up by? 1, is it? Only 9 points. Yeah. And they got 2 cards left. Oh, we got Unseen Elder still. Yeah. Okay. I'll take your guys' advice. We still got a bit of points anyway. They got to clear. Yeah. So we got Cave Troll back out, didn't we? Wasn't Cave Troll up top? I'm confused. Didn't they pull Cave Troll? How did that come up? They actually had to play all their cards out, man. No way! What? What? Oh! You're joking.